Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is amazing. I'm going to be honest with you, I've got to head over to BHB because we have a little bit of an issue with a really cool snake that I have to do a little bit of treatment on to keep it going. It just it has a little bit of a medical issue, so let's head over there and let's go take care of this snake. So I've actually showed this technique before to you, but not on this interesting snake, and this is just basically a prescription cat food from Science Diet. So it's just it's really good, it's medicated and so like that. You do need a prescription to get it, but our vet gives us our opportunity to do that. I want to mix it with a little bit of water just because I want to make it into a slurry, right? It's a little bit too thick to actually tube a snake right now. So I'm going to make a little bit of a slurry, and then I'm going to use this. This is actually liquid flagyl or mitronidazole, and I'm just going to put just a little bit in here, just a touch in here, nothing too major, and that's just going to help cure kind of any kind of stomach ailments, flagellates, so like that. I'm going to mix this up really good. Again, I want to make this into a slurry where, there's some protein in, there's hydration in here. I'm going to probably add a little bit more water to this afterwards as well, because hydration is a big thing. And so basically what happened is this sunbeam snake I'm about to get actually regurgitated. And typically what we want to do is actually give them a week off of food and then feed them a small meal, but unfortunately it regurgitated a second time. That usually tells me that there's something going on and some treatment is a good way to go. So let's get the snake and we'll take you through the process. It's going to be interesting because this one's mouth is really strange and it's a really wild snake. So here it is, a sunbeam snake. Absolutely incredible animals. One of the more interesting animals, but they have a nasty musk. Oh man, my hands are already just full of the musk. It smells real garlicky and just kind of interesting. But you can see what I was talking about with that little flat mouth. It's going to be a little bit interesting to get the tube in, but we can absolutely do it. And again, still in very good body shape. So typically when I want to treat an animal, I want to treat an animal before it becomes kind of thin and kind of then it's hard to get it back, right? So right now we're really good. I think 1, maybe 2 treatments of this in a week, and we'll be 100%. This will start eating again, probably retain the food, I sure hope, and I think we'll be back on track. Probably 95% of the time this works for me. So again, nice slurry here. So what I'm going to do is set the snake down for 1 second. I'm going to take this right here, which is actually a 35 ml syringe, and I'm just going to suck up a bunch of this stuff. I want a pretty good amount because this is going to give it a lot of nutrition, it's going to give them a little medication, and then more importantly it's also going to give it hydration. Now I don't want air in this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of push it all the way up here, then I'm going to put the catheter on here, and then I'm going to actually even squeeze out until it starts to come out here, because again I don't want to push air into the stomach. There you go. Now the thing is, this is the interesting part, so I'm going to kind of very gently hold it, and then I'm going to try to see if I can't get this just really gently into its mouth. And normally you can kind of get the snake to open its mouth just by prying it just a little bit, just like that. Now I'm going to really gently put it down its gullet, right here, and you got to make sure obviously you see the glottis, right? That's where it breathes. You don't want to push it down the glottis, that breathing hole. You want to push it down the actual esophagus and just really gently just go down. You want to go down about half the length of the body, maybe a little bit less than half the length of the body. And sometimes I'll even tuck the snake in my shoulder right there just so I can keep it straight. You can usually, typically if you have someone else to help you, it's even better, to be honest with you. That's about how far I want to go. Now I'm going to hold this up like this. I'm going to hold the snake up, and I'm going to very slowly just tube all of that stuff in. Now some of that mixture is going to be in the actual catheter, right? And I talked about hydration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now suck up probably 2 or 3 cc's of water, and I'm going to put that water back through the catheter. Not only is it going to clear out all that solution, but it's also going to give it a little bit more hydration, because oftentimes when a snake starts to regurgitate, it actually is a dehydration issue, not to mention it's not getting hydration from the actual prey. Now I'm going to slowly remove this. Obviously you always disinfect everything after. I want to hold the snake up as far as I can and just kind of massage down. I don't want it to actually spit up the stuff that I just tubed down, right? I want to get that down, so I'll probably hold this like this for a good probably minute or 2, to be totally honest with you, and then hopefully all of that nutrition and all of that medication and all that hydration will be great. Now what I'm going to do is probably give this maybe a week, and depending on how it looks, I'll either offer it a really small meal or I'll tube it again one more time. It just depends on how it looks. This one looks really good, so I have a feeling that in a week I'll be able to just go ahead and offer this one food. You can see its tongue's coming out well. Now I know it's not going to spit anything else up because its tongue is flickering and stuff like that, and that's it. That's that's the way that you medicate snake. Now, let me just say, I don't want you to do this, okay? Number one, you probably can't get the Flagyl. You probably can't get the prescription science diet without having vets that work with you. We have a vet that works with us all the time, so she knows I know what I'm doing. The point is that, you know, this is the way you can do it with your vet. Maybe if you go to a vet and they don't know, this is a great technique that really saves a lot of snakes' lives, and I just wanted to show you. But what an absolutely gorgeous snake. I'm going to get this one back in his cage and let it chill out for the day. You know, every day is an adventure around here. You never know how the day is going to go, and you got to take it in stride the best you can. Today I got back from the gym, and I was actually greeted by animal control. That's right. Someone had called animal control on the fact that we weren't taking care of Drogo properly, and that he was kept in a super small enclosure, and it was just not fair to him. So I wanted to first off thank you, because it gave us an opportunity to even strengthen our relationship with the animal control, because they came in, they loved Drogo. They actually said that it was one of the best days of their life. They took selfies with Drogo, they petted Drogo, and they loved him. And then they had a chance to feed alligators and a few other things. So the animal control has been here a couple times because people have wasted their time by trying to call on us, and they're always like, we love when we get calls about you guys because we can come out and hang out and have a good time. And they knew we were going to take care of Drogo, so that is good. Now we have a better relationship with animal control, so thank you for calling on us. Of course, Lori always is taking pride in her gift shop area, which is, by the way, turned out to be one of the best things we've ever done. We need to about triple the size of our gift shop, to be honest with you. But you've got these, look great, Lori. I love these. Look at the little basket of sloths. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Of course, our coloring books are now officially out. We have our sloths over here. Oh, I didn't even see this. These are all of the souvenir snake sheds and stuff like that. Look at how cool that is. That's actually Sunrise right there. We have all kinds of souvenirs. Ooh, and they got some creepy crawly souvenirs. This is awesome. Oh, some eggs. So these are awesome. So good. The thing is, definitely gift shops coming together well. I definitely think we need to put snake sheds on the website, though.
I'm working on it.
Working on it. I think that's a good idea. Let me know in the comments if you guys wanted to buy snake shed souvenirs from the Reptarium. Just taking a look through the racks of our sale ball pythons down here at BHB in the dungeon, and I can't believe some of these snakes are still available, to be honest with you. This is actually an albino clown ball python, so a double recessive albino and a clown, and I just love the way the orange kind of pops through. Kind of a subtle morph, but still really cool. The other thing I noticed is that this time of year, you notice I always have black marks all over my hands, because that means it's breeding season, and I'm not very good with the marker. We went through this last year again, but it is crazy how I just mark up my hands so much, but nevertheless, really the snake is beautiful too. And this one is actually a sibling to one of the ones that I actually kept. This is a cinnamon, a fire, and a cypress ball python. Love that. Like I said, the one I kept has a little bit more solid striping, but nevertheless, that mutation is ridiculously cool. Genetically, this one's a powerhouse too. This is actually a lemon blast red stripe yellow belly, so it's a pastel, it's a pinstripe, it's a red stripe, and it's a yellow belly. A lot of things can be done with an animal like this. I mean, the genetics are absolutely off the charts. This is actually a super pastel G stripe or genetic stripe. The genetic stripe is a recessive, and of course it's got the super pastel on it too. I just have always loved the G stripe stuff from the beginning. The first G stripe I ever bought was from Jeremy Stone. Paid $30,000 for it. Now they're pretty affordable, and they are absolutely beautiful too. Certainly one of the downsides of salt and pepper getting larger is that you have to clean their enclosure a lot more. They're a lot dirtier. So again, the filtration is really good on here. And you know, RJ, being a really large animal, doesn't seem to need to have nearly the amount of cleaning, but he also has rocks on the bottom that actually have like a kind of biofiltration on them, a whole bunch of different things. So regardless, just got to do a quick maintenance on these guys. Basically what I do is I take my Pondo back, I suck out as much as I can, and there's actually a drain that I can turn that causes the pump for the waterfall to actually pump the water out, which makes it really easy, and then we just fill it right back up. So it's really not a big deal, but now we're having to do that maybe 2 or 3 times a week, whereas before it was maybe once every other week. So that's just part of these guys getting big. just like that, Salt and Pepper's enclosure looks so much better. I mean, look at how absolutely adorable these things are. I mean, Salty's like, hey, what's going on? Pepper is getting big. These guys are growing. We're definitely going to have to do that Reptarium 3.0 pretty soon because these guys are going to outgrow their habitat pretty quickly. But I'm glad that's one less thing I have to do today. Check it off the list. All right, guys, they are now available, the coloring books, which are really more like a coloring comic book, to be honest with you. This is after hours at the Reptarium. Just amazing illustrations that my friends did. You can color these guys. They're available. You can go to thereptarium.com and get you some, because I'm telling you what, this is amazing. This is volume 1, and definitely when we're sold out of volume 1, we're not going to make any more, so make sure to get volume 1, and then we'll maybe start working on volume 2. Forever making improvements at the zoo, that's for sure. You guys know that we take it super serious, the nutrition that we have for these animals, and my friends over at Cold-Blooded Cafe have hooked us up all the time. I mean, we buy all our stuff from them. Definitely, if you need frozen rodents, they have the highest quality, the nutritional value, the way they're packed is super clean. Definitely go down in the description. I've got a link to their website. Go check them out. It's definitely a great thing. Again, this isn't a paid brand thing. It's just they're friends of mine, and they are amazing, and I know that you guys can get some really good deals on rodents to feed your snakes, and I know you're going to get really, really good rodents for it. So go show them some love. Now this one is a really good genetic one right here. This is actually a banana chocolate kingspin, which basically just means it's a banana, it's a chocolate, it's a spider, it's a pinstripe, and it's a lesser. I mean, that's a lot of incomplete dominant genes in there, and they are all really cool. So although the animal itself doesn't have like that huge contrast, the actual genetics behind it, ooh, doggy, you could do some damage with this one. Then take a look at the head on this animal here. This is actually an Enchi clown ball python. So it's just a clown and then an incomplete dominant Enchi, but wow, that Enchi and that clown gene mixed together so well. I'm shocked that this one's still available. Another 2-gene clown that's really cool is just this leopard clown ball python. Again, much like that Enchi mixes really well with the clown, the leopard mixes really well. So this is just a leopard and a clown, and it's really gorgeous. And then this is basically the exact same animal, just adding the lesser into it, and it just really lightens it up and cleans it up. So it's a lesser leopard clown ball python. And again, I'm not trying to push you guys to buy anything, because trust me, we do fine. I'm just kind of surprised as I'm walking around looking at stuff going, I can't even believe some of this stuff is still available. I mean, it is so great. I mean, the genetics behind it, they're so beautiful. So, but I have no doubt that they won't make it till spring. I have no doubt about that. But there's still some bangers available at BHP Reptiles. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that you have an amazing day. If you don't mind doing me a couple favors here, right over here, you can hit 1 or 2 of these playlists over here. It would be really, really great. Up here, you can subscribe to my podcast channel. This site closing in on 3 million people. Hit that subscription button, turn your post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.